Hi everybody, it's Patrick Farrell. I'm doing my final on the Trolley Dodgers, now known as the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ever since I was 5 until I was 18, I was playing baseball. And in high school, until I injured my knee, I was getting recruited by Cal State, San Bernardino, and Harvard. And even now today, baseball is still one of the biggest hobbies in my life. Alright, hi everybody, it's Patrick Farrell. I'm doing my project on the Trolley Dodgers. Uh, you might know them now as the Los Angeles Dodgers. Uh, Baseball has always been a big part of my life. I played from when I was 5 until I was 18. So, yeah, and in high school, before I injured my knee, I was getting recruited by Cal State, San Bernardino, and Harvard. So, baseball has always been a huge part of my life and a big hobby for me. How do I stop it, bro? So my paper is going to be about how the Dodgers history is shown throughout art within their name, their mascot, and their uniforms. Many teams in many sports have a great history behind it that many people don't know about, and the Dodgers, in my opinion, is easily the most historical team in any sport. And I'm going to teach you about how they represent that through the art of their team identity and their team apparel. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you why the owner of what is now known as the Dodgers chose Brooklyn. Brooklyn was one of the cities with the biggest baseball fan base at the time. Brooklyn had never had a sports team before, but because of the amount of fans that stayed in Brooklyn, and the owner realized that having a team there would bring in tons of revenue and money for him after a downsloping team from which he used to own. He thought that Brooklyn was obviously his best choice, uh, money-wise and getting his team known. And at this point in time, no other sports team had resided in Brooklyn, so they paved the way for many different teams that would later call Brooklyn their home, including a football team later known as also the Brooklyn Dodgers, because they played in the same stadium as the baseball team did. Also the Brooklyn Islanders, which is a hockey team, and also the Brooklyn Nets, a basketball team. And all three of these teams would most likely not have resided in Brooklyn if it wasn't for the Dodgers. So why are they called the Dodgers? A baseball team in Brooklyn had been an idea for many years prior to the Dodgers actually inhabiting the city of Brooklyn, but it wasn't a popular city for teams to reside in, so it was really never like a serious thought for owners. But when they finally got a team for the city, the board was deciding on what they should name the team. Since they had a massive amount of supporters, they wanted their team name to be after their fans. The main reason they came to Brooklyn was because of the huge fan base that was there, so they wanted to show some love to the fan base and kind of give a name that represented not only the team but also their fans. So the reason they're called the Dodgers is because to get into the stadium to watch them live in action, fans would actually have to dodge trolleys. And these trolleys weren't safe. Like, dodging them was risking your own health to try to get in to watch the team that was representing your city. So the board decided on the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers, or Dodgers for short, and they would keep this name until present day. So the Dodgers mascot was hard to find anything on. because they never really had an official mascot, because they considered their fans to be their mascot, and they even named the team after them. They named themselves the Dodgers because their fans, in order to go see a game in person and to get into the stadium, they would have to dodge the trolleys outside of the stadium, risking their own lives really to go in and see their games. So the owner thought that they should pay that respect to the fans and therefore name the entire team after their fan base. But their mascot was actually Carly Simon, who aspired to be the first woman in the MLB, and she was trained by Jackie Robinson, which many of you probably know who that is, but he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time. Seeing as the Brooklyn Dodgers never had an official mascot, she was named the team's unofficial mascot and given a jacket to wear to the games due to her support and how much she liked the Brooklyn Dodgers. And she was actually the daughter of the owner, which is where Jackie Robinson stayed when he first joined the team, because he didn't have anywhere to live, so he stayed with the owner. Also, the team never had a mascot because they, like I said before, considered their fans to be their mascot and even named the team after him. Carly Simon actually is a famous musician who has put out many songs that most of you have probably heard before. I thought that was pretty cool to find out that she was actually the team's mascot during the time. So the uniforms. There's not much design really behind the uniforms besides the Brooklyn straight across the chest and the light blue. It's always been a part of the Dodgers organization, is that bright blue. But the Dodgers have changed locations since the formation of the team, as they are now known as the Los Angeles Dodgers, like I said before. But since the relocation, the team has kept their same name, just to kind of show the history behind where their team came from and why they're called that. And even now, when teams have a throwback game, the Dodgers still wear their Brooklyn jerseys. As you can see on the right, those are current players on the Dodgers roster in their throwback Brooklyn Dodgers uniform. So uniforms continued. You can kind of see, here's a comparison between a current day, well, a few-year-old jersey compared to the Brooklyn Dodgers jersey. So on the right is the old Brooklyn Dodgers jersey, and you can see it kind of has a basic design behind it, and not really that artistic. It's just the city name across the chest with their number on the back and their name. But on the left side, you can see kind of the new age jerseys, where yes, they still have the style of just the name and the same cursive writing across the front with their number, and also on the back their name and their number. But you can also kind of see that they've added in a few minor details behind it, which would be the patches at the bottom right, which you can kind of barely see, but it'll say Major League Baseball on it. And then also on the left arm, you'll see that they have a patch, which is one of their sponsors, which every team typically wears on their jersey now. And also a pinstripe across both arms at the bottom of the sleeve. So it's a few minor touches, but you can kind of see that they've put more art and style behind their jersey structure. So for my artwork, I decided that I'd try to incorporate really everything that I talk about in my paper. So in the bottom left on the sidewalk, you can see Carly Simon standing there holding their guitar, trying to cross over to Ebbets Field to go watch the Dodgers. But also in the top left part of the painting, you can see the trolley coming down the track, and she's gonna have to try to dodge the trolley to get over to the field to go watch the game. And up in the top right, can kind of see Ebbets Field, which is where the Brooklyn Dodgers played for many years, and tried to incorporate the three things I talk about that go behind the history of where the Dodgers get their name from, which is their mascot and the trolleys. So, yeah. This is the first actual like real painting I'd ever done, and I didn't really have a ton of supplies, and it involved mixing a lot of the color paints that I already had in my house, just kind of laying around. I tried to incorporate what we talked about with like the smooth brush strokes to like keep like a clear, calm sky, but like rough brush strokes. Sorry, I tried to like use the rough brush strokes to like kind of do the gravel in front of the building, and I thought that I did a pretty good job representing the Brooklyn Dodgers in the time period.